What you say there? This is Bougie Man Bourgeois from Bougie Bologna Company with Louisiana on fire. Y'all check it out. We taking over.
What's up, Louisiana? This is Tim Davis. You're watching Louisiana on Fire. Got Mr. Ross Brown, the Bougie Bologna Man.
Bougie Man Bourgeois.
Right here. Today we're at Broaddus Burgers and right now, and we're gonna get to know the Bougie Man himself. So, Mr. Ross, man, tell us where you from, man. Tell us about yourself.
What you say there? My name is Ross Brown. I grew up down the Breaux Bridge Highway, right? Long Bridge.
Yeah.
They call it. You know where that's at?
Yes.
Man, that's right on the Vermeil. I grew up on a little gravel road on the Blanc Road.
Come on.
Oh yeah, right on the Vermeil. Just
Yeah.
all my family with the pasture. We had cows, chickens, peacocks. You know, I'm trying to find this picture. There's a picture of me with my grandfather making cracklings.
Yeah.
Right? I had a flannel shirt on, kind of exactly what I got.
That
now.
same shirt?
No, it ain't the same shirt, but I got a red one. That was my first little Bougie Man shirt.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because that's where I come from.
Right.
You know, it was farm to table. I grew up on the farm.
On the phone.
My grandfather's from Cecilia, Mr. Shakoon John LeBlanc.
Wow.
Right.
That's a hard name right there.
Right. So he was the oldest of, I believe, 8. I hope I say all this right. I'm sorry, Mama, if I get something wrong.
Yeah.
But I want to go back and research my family.
Me too. I want to do that as well.
Right.
As
But
well.
he was the oldest of 8, and his grandfather lost the use of his arm when he was 13, so he had to take over the farm.
Yeah.
He dropped out of school 5th grade, right? And that was back when they couldn't speak Cajun French, all that stuff, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And my grandmother, Annabelle LeBlanc, she from Breaux Bridge.
Yeah.
They was both LeBlancs. I don't know how close they was, but you probably know a few families like
Yes.
that. But I came out all right. I don't know. We came out all right. But my mama had 54 first cousins, LeBlancs. Just to give y'all an example where I come from. Yeah, you know, you from the north side. I'm from the north side. You know, I was fortunate enough, so my daddy worked for the city of Lafayette. My mama drove a school bus. We didn't have much money.
Yeah.
Right, but we I don't know how they did it back then, but you know, those were different times back then.
Sure.
But they sent me and my sister through Catholic school for 13 years. And I can't do that in today's economy.
Right.
Well, maybe now that the bougie's hit,
Hey,
but that's
there
a
we
different
go.
story. That's a different story altogether.
Right.
But how I grew up, you know, was in the country, man. I still to this day, you know, I live in town. I grew up in the country and I live in town.
Yeah.
And even then, like I live right by Circle K, you know. And I tell my wife all the time, hey, you need some town, baby, because that's how we grew up.
Right,
you know? We might go out to eat once a month, and that might have been a Whopper.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
Even my grandpa, he was so excited if I bring him a Whopper.
Yeah.
You know, because that's how we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
We'd all get together. I remember going to Cancro to the stalls and going pick out some heads. You know, we had head of cattle and all that, and we'd slaughter every year, and the whole family get together. They pack all the meat, and that's all we eat.
Right.
Right. So my last meal would be like a fresh sausage gravy. Right. And that's kind of where this ends up, you know. I had just a whole life just being like, Cajun men cook, right?
Yes, right.
Cajun men cook. So you talk about the big meals, Thanksgiving and all that. Generally, the men are cooking that meal.
Yeah.
Right.
And down south for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially how I grew up, you know, that was my grandfather was Shakoon. I got my aunt Tontros and all that, right?
Yeah.
You don't get no more Cajun than that. And that's what it was. We get together. They make boudin cracklings on the weekends and all that. Right, there was homemade boudin. Like back then, before that, all the boudin craze now, and they got all these boudin shops everywhere. Boudin was affordable, cheap food, right?
That's true.
That was.
Right. Now they making it like.
Now it's bougie, but back then that was cheap.
Right.
Right. The same thing, like red beans and rice.
Yes.
You know, like that's still a staple, but it's the reason it's a staple because without the oil field, we just be farmers. That's all we be. Right.
Damn, you're right about that. Yeah.
What would we be?
Right. Because
right.
A big oilfield boom.
Right, that's without that, I don't know what we'd be. You know, it's a big melting pot.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
So anyway, that's the story of where I'm from.
Yeah. And so you've been doing this for a while, though.
You know,
so
I didn't just start making bologna by accident.
Right.
It's just from a lifelong cooking. Give me a Magnum Light pot.
And you going to work.
Give me one.
You going to work with
But you know, just smoking briskets, ribs, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know. And that's kind of how it started.
Yeah, so that's how that started with that, and so you've been doing this since you was a kid, and this ain't nothing new to you. So,
I would say nothing new. It's just part of being Cajun, whatever that means.
Right.
It's just who we are, right?
Right.
It's just ingrained in us, right?
Yeah.
Cook some rice.
Cook some rice.
That's why when all them Cajun restaurants started back in the day, I heard this story somebody told me. I don't know if it's true, y'all, but it's the story I was told. That back when they started a Cajun restaurant, I'm not going to name the one, but one of the first ones that came out, they said he was crazy. Now, how are you going to cook that? That's poor people food. Nobody going to come eat that, right? And that's back before we even had tourism and we had people you know, in the state, and that's our biggest commodity in Louisiana is tourism, of course.
Yeah, right.
Right, tourism and food and music and culture.
Right, yes.
Right? That's all we got here anyway. New Orleans is a different thing. That's the old port city.
Yeah.
You can't compare Acadiana and New Orleans, and that's what drives me crazy. You from Louisiana? I've been to New Orleans, not play. I ain't from New Orleans.
Right, no. That's a different place, different area.
No, I'm from Long Bridge. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, Long Bridge.
Right, between Breaux Bridge and Lafayette. And
yeah.
So Bougie Bologna, I'm so fortunate that I was able to make it in Breaux Bridge.
Yeah.
You know, the first time I went there, I swear I was related to them people.
Come on.
Just when the word,
like
just the accent. Like you can tell somebody. So I worked offshore, right?
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things to do was just to guess what somebody was from. You know, especially the service hand. A lot of the roughnecks, they off of Mississippi, Alabama, Texas. They got some from Louisiana, but generally that's the roughnecks.
Yeah.
But here on Acadiana, you go down Highway 9, and what you gonna find? You're gonna find how many thousand oilfield shops.
Right.
Right. It's all the services.
Yeah.
Right. The service, and most of them jobs is all on call.
Yes.
But you could tell, you know, the difference from somebody from Breaux Bridge and somebody from Rain. Somebody from Kaplan, you could tell the difference. Like all them Frank's hands, I'm sure there's a Frank's hands that'll watch it.
Yeah, right.
I seen you on the rig with your LSU pants. Oh, bro, I worked in the oilfield for 18 years back in the day.
Yeah.
It's a different oilfield now. Anyway, I'm getting off topic.
no, because we could get into that as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to know about the. So you went offshore for
yeah.
18 years. So you started like right when you got out of high school.
Well, I got out of high school. You know, I moved down to the Strip. You know,
come on.
I moved down. I was 17. I lived on the Strip, bro.
On the Strip. So you was partying and stuff?
But it was the drinking age had just changed. You know, I was living on the Strip. I was making pizza at Curly's Pizza, or I worked at pizza spots. I worked at 7 different pizza places because I was just going to school. You know, going to UL. I had tops, and then I wasn't ready. You know, and I dropped out. But I ended up going back and getting my degree. Just from the community college right there on Bertrand.
SLCC,
and,
right.
And electronics tech, you know, I was trying to get a job.
Right.
It's time to go to work.
Yeah.
You know, my daddy said I had time to go to work.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I did, dropped out of school, you know, got my little degree and moved to Texas a little while looking for a job. I couldn't find a job.
Damn.
You know, you need 2 to 5 years of experience. Well, how you supposed to get it?
Yeah, if you don't hire me.
How you supposed to get it?
Yeah, exactly.
So I got a job fair from Halliburton. Right, they said I had 2 interviews, one for tools, service tools, and one for cementing, right? And I never seen a derrick in my life.
Yeah.
Right, but I needed a job, and it was either be on call with service tools, and that's the thing about the oil industry, like it's on call 24/7.
Right.
Like phone call go, you gotta go.
You got to go.
You gotta go offshore. Bye, baby, I gotta go. I can't help you. I gotta go, baby.
Right.
It's a tough business.
You gotta go get the money.
So I was playing in a band at the time then too. I'm a musician. I was playing in a band. I said, well, I can't be on call. I had a gig coming up. So they said, cement 7 and 7. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And I was right there in Lafayette, driving them pump trucks. I had to I got my CDL. Oh, we was driving them pump trucks down in the swamp. Man, it was that year and a half I did that felt like 10 years.
Come on.
That's a young man's job. My people at Halliburton, oh my God. Anybody work land rigs? I know. Anyway, but I was 22. And then they hired me to go offshore.
Yeah.
Because there's a big generation gap.
Right.
And then there was such a big generation gap. And the people in the oil field, y'all know what I'm talking about. So I come up, and I was, you know, I worked my way up in the field, and after about 10 years, I was pretty much at the top. I couldn't go no further.
Damn.
And I could have had an office job. I could have done this. I could have moved up to upper management, done this and that. But you know, money's only worth so much.
Yeah.
You know, I could have go like 300, 500 G's a year, whatever. But no, I'd never be home, dude.
That's true. Yeah.
I'd never be home.
The more money you make, the more responsibility you get.
Yeah, well, it's just the money. I'd never be home.
Yeah.
And I had, at the time I didn't have kids, but that's not what I wanted. I was playing music, you know, but I'm very fortunate to have survived the 18 years because it's cutthroat. You know how many layoffs I've seen that was just at the right age. You stay in the business long enough, you're going to get cut. That's it. It's a tough business.
Yeah.
And there ain't no remorse for nobody.
No.
No.
And
everybody know. But without that, they wouldn't have all them big houses out in Youngsville. They wouldn't have all them big stuff everywhere. You know, they wouldn't all them jacked up trucks. They wouldn't have them. They wouldn't have them because we'd all be farmed.
Yeah.
Now what else would we have? You know, we still have. I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, so that's how I come up.
Man.
I worked out there 18 years.
18 years.
Like, ouch, it hurts, bro.
I can imagine.
But while all my friends were messing off over there, you know, I was hustling.
Yeah.
I was out there. Where's Ross? Well, he gone. When he coming back? I don't know.
Not sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But I feel very fortunate. It afforded me to play my music all these years, and that's why I did it, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I did it. Was just to be able to play my music. You know, it afforded me all my little guitars I got and all that, my little recording studio, and that's what helped me to afford to start this company. Right, because it was a struggle. You know, it took some money to get this off the ground.
I'm about to say, I mean,
you want to loan me some money? I need some money.
I'm trying to do the same right now. We're looking for sponsors, you know?
Hey, come on, holla at it. The Bougie Man looking for some private funding.
Yeah.
Holla if y'all could bring something to the table. I'm looking.
Right. So you've been doing that. You did offshore work.
Yeah, I did offshore 18 years. Offshore.
And so at the time you retired.
Right.
You got to retire.
Yeah, I'm 40 years old. But it was about the baloney, of course. I knew what was coming, and I had to be home. There wasn't no choice. I couldn't do it out there no more.
Yeah.
I had to come home. It's time to go.
Right.
Bougie popping. Let's hit it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Come on, man.
Don't stop. I'm going. Let's go. So, yeah, when I flew off the rig, actually the baloney was shut down at the moment. That's another story where the USDA actually, we had a lot of trouble. The USDA blocked me from going to market. That's a whole nother story in itself. But when I flew off that rig the last time, my product was in quarantine. I had a label on my product that said U.S. retained. The government wouldn't let me touch my product unless they didn't like my label. They didn't want me to call it baloney. It's the whole thing, y'all. I'll do another podcast. It'll take me 2 hours to unpack what happened. And basically, they didn't want me to call it baloney because it says requires further cooking, right? But if you look at any meat packer in the state of Louisiana, so when you go to the store, how many smoked sausages are you gonna see on the shelf?
Oh, you see all kinds of different
You're
brands.
gonna see 30, 40, 50, right?
Right.
And every single one of the products that's made in Louisiana is gonna say requires further cooking. And that's what have to do listeria testing to make a ready-to-eat product, which is bologna, right? You're not supposed to, if you buy it at the pack, you can eat it, right?
Yeah, right.
So my product's fully cooked, it's cured. I told the customer how to cook it, what was in it. I didn't mislead nobody. I told them exactly it, but then the government come in there and said, no, you can't call it bologna. I'm no lawyer, but if you read the CFR on a hot dog, right, there's a code of federal regulations on a hot dog. It tells you, the meat content, whatever, how much you could be in it, like how much cartilage, and hot dogs are nasty, bro. That's all mechanically separated meat. But I'm no lawyer, but in paragraph 2 of that CFR, it tells you should cook a hot dog further, right?
Right.
Hey, this is silly, y'all. But whatever. They shut us down. It took me 6 weeks. I had to do so many revisions. I had to file an appeal with the government to go to work. But you know what? April 17th, I won.
You won that.
That's when we launched our new brand, which is the Bougie Bologna Company now, right? So the product isn't called Bougie Bologna, it's the company. But it really encompasses everything that I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm taking these old meats, like family brands, everything people eat, but it's garbage meat. So I'm making it good, right? We're using real meat. We're not using no byproducts. This is the real deal, y'all. Right. So I'm gonna make a hot dog.
That's the next step.
That's coming.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no more about that. I got some stuff. This was like a 3-year goal for me to make the hot dog, but everything hit so fast that here we are 3 months into the company. I'm about to go make a hot dog. It just happened so fast, y'all. Man. It happened so fast.
How did I want to know?
We got to back up. This is
a
story.
How did they even find out?
Well, that's a good question.
That's
a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can only speculate. So the government has inspectors at these meat plants every day. They work there, to make sure everything goes in line. That's just part of the business. We should have that. We should have inspectors. We need to make sure our food is safe.
Yeah.
So we was rolling the product for a couple of months, and here we are at Broaddus Burgers, and right behind us was the first place I stocked it. That cooler over there, December 26th. This is past Christmas.
Yeah.
I put it on the shelf for the first time, and we was right here at Broaddus Burgers. Thank you, Shawn Broaddus. Thank you, sir. I love Shawn.
Yeah.
He's been in my
Shout
back.
out to Shawn.
And he knows Shawn from back in the Gap. Great guy, hard work. I love Shawn.
Yeah.
Letting us do the podcast right here. Thank you.
Yes.
And I'm so lost. Anyway, so I was in Fresh Pickens, right there, because Como's where I make my product in Breaux Bridge. Matt Como, thank you. And I launched at Fresh Pickens, and we was at Cartridge. That's it. We just started. We just kind of testing the market, right?
Right.
Kind of like check 1, 2 on the mic.
Yes.
Right. What's going on? Because I already knew I'd been doing this 2.5 years at my house, doing development, but I was ready to go to market. So here we are. We got a commercial product made at a USDA inspected facility, which is a major deal. There's not many meat plants, especially in Louisiana, who are USDA certified. That's the coastal plains. They come up. They got USDA certified. You know about Best Stop?
Yeah.
That's, you know, that plant they built, that's USDA
Right.
certified. That, you know, some of the old ones, but you look at all the markets that's just state inspected, right? You can't sell that product outside the state. Right, so you go to any meat market, yeah, they could sell that right then and there, but they can't
They can't
sell it, they can't wholesale, they can't do that because it's not federally inspected. Right, so you're gonna start seeing these labels, and you start seeing say LA or USDA. It's a big difference.
Right.
Right. So we ship nationwide. We're gonna be nationwide. I'm about to be the biggest meat co-packer in Louisiana state history. Is about to happen, and people are just starting to find out of what's happening. By the time people find out what's happening, it's gonna be too late.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm gonna go so hard and fast with this product. I'm gonna take over the game because they're gonna try to take me out. As soon as them other people, I start hitting their bottom line, which I already did, it's gonna be delayed before they find out what happened. And by the time they try to do something about it, it's gonna be too late.
Be done.
It'll be done. Because the people support local down here.
Absolutely.
Right? And what I'm about to do for the state of Louisiana is way more than just a product.
Yeah.
I'm about to feed Louisiana.
Come on now.
Right? The rural Louisiana, right? We're talking about Cecilia, Church Point, Honorville, Dusson, Rain, Bunkie,
all that.
Ville Platte,
Right.
all that. And that's the first thing I did. After we launched, right, and then they got shut down. So like it took me 6 weeks. So April 17th, we launched again. Now we back. We got a new label, we got everything. Everybody hounding me all the time, what's up, Bougie? Where the Bougie at? Where the Bougie at? Where the Bougie at? Man, yo, chill out. they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I still ain't even talked about it. And what I'm talking about today, people don't know.
Right, you kept that.
I ain't told nobody yet.
Yeah.
Because that's just negative stuff.
I got you.
I'll come back later and tell the story later, but right now we focus on the good stuff.
Yeah.
We won.
Yeah.
Right? We launched Bougie Bologna Company. And then here we go. I want to go sell it.
Yeah.
Right? I put boots on the ground, boy. My other boots, these my new gators.
Yeah, I was about to say, I saw those. I saw you posted
that's
those.
That's some red belly Lou Casey Rio gators. You see how that? They don't look like no more. You think so that's the belly, right? So the bigger the gator is, it's a bigger stripe. That come from the Rio Grande, bro. Anyway, that's bougie. My other boots, my first gators, my black gators, I wore a hole in them things from just selling, right? So yeah, so what I did, I went to the heartland, Acadiana, right? So that's, we in Ville Platte, we in Cecilia, we in Church Point. We doing real good in Church Point. Thank you, Church Point.
Yeah.
We had the Pig. We had Champagnes, we had Nunus. Yeah. Right, if that ain't enough big names, I don't know what. So I got to keep on commercial, and that was the thing. When they hit, and they said we had Nunus, we had Cartridges, we had the Pig, we had Champagne, we had Rouses. If that ain't better verification what we doing, I don't know what to do.
Exactly.
And that Rouses deal, we ain't even talked about that. But
no,
anyway,
we could
but that come later. That come later.
Yeah.
Like Rouses wasn't about Lafayette. I didn't need Rouses for Lafayette.
Yes.
Although I love Rouses, the new one on Come Here is the first one I dropped.
Nice.
Because it's the great store. I love Rouses.
Right.
Their branding is amazing.
Yeah.
But for Acadiana, where I'm from, the marketing, this is my people.
Yeah.
Like to market to this what? Like I make a Cajun smoked sausage, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what Bougie Bologna is.
Man.
And that's a whole nother thing. That's what is Bougie Bologna? Oh, I don't like bologna. Man, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know.
Yes, you got to tell them about that because we got one of a coworker of mine, Thomas Dugas, actually told me about Ross before this even happened.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so he was like, man, this guy makes some bologna, and he's like,
Thomas was there from the start. So back what I did, you know, I don't even know. I can talk all day about how this started.
Right.
And
we got to know.
So how this started was just an accident. I didn't set out to do this. It was just an accident. So I barbecue. No, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I don't know nobody that barbecue better than me around here. I don't know. I wish my wife would let me open a barbecue restaurant because I'd smash it because I'm good. But anyway, that's what I be doing. Actually, Thomas, I bought a smoker from him.
Yeah,
I love that smoker.
That's
Hand built in Texas. Thank you, Thomas. I got a good deal on that smoker. I love that smoker. I smoked a lot of briskets on that thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I'm smoking briskets. You know, I got a meat grinder. You know, I was making smash burgers, man. Talk about
whole nine.
bro, the whole just because I cook. That's what I do. I feed people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people watch it. I probably fed you at some point. You come to my house or come out. I got to go plate. Get you a plate. I feed everybody. And they know I'm cooking. I say, Mama, I'm cooking. She stop by. She get a plate. Come home.
Yeah.
It's like plate lunches all the time in my house. And so I was just, you know, my wife doesn't like bologna, right? But she likes Spam. I was like, babe, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's like potted meat, you know?
Yeah.
But I'd be smoking Spam. You know, they got I don't know if you've seen all these recipes. You can make like a blooming Spam onion.
What?
Yeah, so you cut the Spam,
right?
Spam
onion?
Yeah, so you cut it like little chunks, like little cubes, right? You don't cut through it. And then you season it, whatever you put on the grill, smoke it. And it's just gonna blow up like a little onion. And you do the same thing with bologna. Everybody knows what I'm talking about on all these YouTube videos. You smoke bologna, you double smoke bologna. And you go get you a good bologna though. You go to the deli, you get you a garlic boar's head. That's a good product. I love that product. And I smoke it. You know, I said, man, try. But she still didn't like it. She still didn't like it. So, okay. So all my friends, I got this grinder, they all like, bro, you should make some sausage. Bro, why I'm gonna make some sausage? You know, I always
why I'm gonna do that?
Bro, I go to Earl's and get my fresh pork sausage. I go down, I went yesterday, I cooked me a gravy last night. I told you my last meal would be a fresh sausage gravy. That's how I am.
Yeah.
So yesterday I went to Champagne in the old center. That's where I get my chicken sausage. I love their product. Shout out to all my meat managers over there, they're the best. I've been shopping there since I moved to proper Lafayette.
Yeah.
Since I bought my first house. And so I was just, you know, I said, well, let me try to just make some bologna. So I go on YouTube and I'm looking up these videos. I just learned how to do it. It was half brisket, half pork shoulder. No, half brisket, half pork belly.
Pork belly, all right.
Bacon.
Okay. Yeah.
I grinded it up. You just, you know, you mix some water and some meat and you stuff it in a case and you smoke it. It ain't that hard. So I made 2 chubs. It was 10 pounds of meat, right?
Yeah.
And I brought that down to the Freetown Boom Boom Room. Right, which I play in a little band, Vermilion Whiskey. Shout out to that, my little band.
Yeah.
Y'all should go check it out. We rock pretty good.
Right.
And so that's our little spot. It's a little dive bar. We have a little concerts with my friends. That's the spot right now. It's been there. My partner owns that. Anyway, I brought it over there. Everybody freaking out, bro. Freaking out. I was like, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Because I always wanted to, I knew I would end up in the food business at some point.
All that cooking you be doing. You're like, yeah, right.
It's my life's calling.
Yes.
And I've been doing it my whole life.
Yeah.
And it's just who I am anyway. But that's just part of being Cajun down here.
Right.
You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Cook some rice.
Yes.
And so I bring it down there. I was like, man, come on. So I'm offshore the next hitch and I make me a little logo. Right? I got it right here. Where's my little logo? Where's it at?
You got multiple.
I ain't even got it. That's my old logo.
Yeah, we got him back there too.
That's the OG.
That's the OG
the logo
right
is
there.
all over here.
Right.
So Broaddus Burgers is the only place you're going to see my old logo. Right, because we got a new logo, new brand and everything, but this is the official spot.
Yeah.
I started on College Saloon, Shawn Broaddus, thank you. It was the first pop-up I did over there on a Monday night that was closed. We did our first pop-up. The only people that showed up was a couple of my friends. We had just started, man.
Yeah,
we had just started.
Yeah.
Nobody, anyway. So yeah, I make 2 chubs, go to Boom Boom Room and all that good stuff. And then I make a logo. Bougie Bologna. I don't know how I came up with the name. I really don't know how I came up with it. I really don't know.
So you're not bougie. You're not bougie.
Well, no, I never. Well, no, I'm bougie. I'm bougie. I can't lie. You know, I got that old money, and I got some bougie
You got
stuff.
the new boots.
Well, that's before the boot. That was before the boot. But I was always a little bougie, I guess, but not really.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a fancy house. I never drove a new car.
Yeah, right.
You know, where I come from, like if I had a big fancy house, I wouldn't feel right living in that house. That's not how I grew up.
That's not. Right.
And that's not where I'm gonna be.
You're not gonna forget where you came from.
I ain't never gonna forget where I come from.
Yeah.
Even though if you'll see me flexing sometimes, but that's part of the bougie man. You know, the bougie man flex. He got some swag.
I mean, every once in a while you got to flex.
Well, you got to flex.
You know.
Anyway,
you earned that right.
So I made a logo, and the whole thing was 100% butthole free.
Come on, wait.
Right,
say that again. Say that again.
100% butthole free.
100% butthole free.
So that was our claim to fame, right?
Man,
because that's the whole joke about a hot dog, right? It's just a joke. It was just a joke, bro. I just made a joke. I wasn't trying to make a meat company. It was just a joke.
It was a joke.
It was a joke.
Wasn't taking it serious at all.
Because that's the joke about a hot dog.
Yeah.
It's lips and another word, right? But I can't say either lips and buttholes, right? That's what we say, right?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Because I tell you, go look up how it's made. You probably will never eat a hot dog again. And people say, oh, I don't like bologna. And I ask them, say, do you like a hot dog? Oh, I love hot dogs. It's the same thing, y'all. It's a chicken nugget is what it is. It's about 70% mechanically separated chicken. It's nasty. They got meat and cartilage. There's actually, it says in the CFR what percentage of non-meat can be in it. Right? So they take carcasses of chicken. It's not even meat. They put it under pressure and they extract the bones and separate the meat. That's what a hot dog is.
What?
Yeah. Now they have some manufacturers that make kosher dogs, make beef dogs. And those are good dogs. Those are good dogs. But at the same time, it's still not. It's still just byproducts, right? They're not taking a premium pork. It's cheap, right? So my bologna. It's like I said, the first one was pork belly and brisket, y'all. Talk about good, y'all.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody's freaking out. So I made the logo and I got to playing with it. You know, I made 20 pounds. I made 40 pounds just playing with it, mixing with the recipe. Like my third batch was terrible. I threw it away.
Come on.
I couldn't eat it. It was terrible.
Damn.
You know, and I learned my lessons. Every time I write down, I make changes, and I'd write it all
Not
down.
doing that again.
No, yeah.
Right.
I was thinking it was number 6 that I hit it. That I hit that recipe, and I was like, that's it. And again, it was just, I bring it to the bar. We was just taste testing. I was trying to see where I was at. So, okay, we're good. We got the product now. We good. Let's see if I can sell it. What's gonna happen? So what I did is I set up a little precinct, right? The people buy their meat, they give me the money. I didn't have to come out of pocket. Then I go to Reed Street and Breaux Bridge. My partner Josh would grind all my meat for me.
Yeah.
That's, oh man, that's a hard work. And with a little home grinder, like the grinders over there, the throats like this, you know, they grind all that meat. It take them 30 minutes, but it took me 6 hours at my house. Whew, the first time I did it, I said I'm never gonna do that again.
Yeah.
The first time I ground 60 pounds at my house of pork shoulder, I said I never do that again because it took me forever, you know. So anyway, so he would grind my meat. I go home, I stuff it. So it took me 3 days. You stuff it the first day, let it cure. Day 2, I'd smoke it, and you got to bloom it, which means you got to let it air out, and then you got to slice and package it, right? So that's what I was doing. It built the scale, just built, kept growing. So it was 20 pounds, 40 pounds, 80 pounds, 100 pounds, 160 pounds, 200 pounds. It got up to 400 pounds at my house. Okay.
What?
It took me a week to cook that bologna. 400 pounds.
400 pounds.
I had 3 smokers going every day, just running it out. I had to get my people over to help me slice it, package it. I was vacuum sealing it, sticking it, you know. So that's what I was doing. And what I was doing was testing the market.
Yeah.
So that's when I started coming out with my other products. Each cook, you know, I had my regular. That's always been the regular. But I'd come up with a new product each time, you know, to test it. And then I'd see if it sold, if it didn't. Just testing different SKUs to see what I want to go to market with. And at that point, I wasn't even sure I'd go to market. I was just kind of messing around.
Yeah.
But man, last year I made 1,000 pounds at my house.
Wait.
Yeah, I made 1,000 pounds of bologna at my house. Just
like a 1,000 pounds.
Right. So at this point, I'm making, dude, we're making about 2,000-3,000 pounds a week right now. Okay. Anyway, but we're still just telling the story how we got started. So that's what I did. That was about a year, and then at the same time, that's when I found Macoma. I was going around trying to find commissary kitchens, trying to figure out how I was gonna do this, how can I do this?
Right.
Like, how? And that's how I found Macoma. And thank you, man. Like nobody would have done that for me.
Yeah.
Nobody would have done that for me. Taking a new product, putting their neck out on the line for me, their reputation.
So he tried your stuff. He had to have tried it too.
He gave me a shot.
Yeah.
And I proved to him. I was selling. I had the recipe already.
Yeah.
But when I went to him, we had to change the recipe because we had different ingredients. You know, it was built into scale. We were trying to bring down our prices. You know, we're trying to get it right, know all of the numbers. So we had to change the cure. We had to change the seasoning blend, which I already had in my recipe, right?
Yeah.
So we spent 6 months to make sure it was the same product, and actually came out better in the long run. Right, so it took 6 months, and that's what I said. December 26th, we dropped that freezer right behind.
Yeah, over here at Broaddus.
Over here at Broaddus. And then, like I said, we were there kind of just saying, what's up? And then the government come in and said, hold on a second. And that's what I'm saying. Like, what happened, right? You'd ask me, what happened?
Yeah,
we got off top. Yeah, what happened?
What?
But we was rolling for a couple minutes, and all of a sudden, y'all got a problem with it? So somebody saw it. And they made a phone call. This is what I think. This is only speculation. I don't know what happened. But what I think happened is somebody saw that and they said, look, he want to play with the big boys, put them through the system. That's what I think happened. But I don't know. It don't matter. Just what I think. But yeah, if I want to play with the big boys, I got to do it right. And I did it right.
Yeah.
I got with the USDA. We did it right. Hey, I did everything by the book.
Right.
Okay, well, y'all don't like this. Well, what do I need to do? And we did it by the book. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I want to do things right. Everything I'm doing, we did it right. Right. So here we are. And then now we're in 30 stores. Right.
30 stores.
When we're in 30 stores, just around Acadiana, right? And at the same time, I've been working on this. Rouse's did. I've been working on that for a while. It took me about 6 months to get that.
See, I want to get this. What I want to get into. Look, y'all gonna have to tune in for episode 2.
Yeah, we can go deep, y'all.
We get good on this right here. Y'all gonna catch up for episode 2. Look, right now, you're gonna close out on episode 1. This is Tim Davis, Ross Brown, the Bougie Bologna Man. Go catch you on the next one. Louisiana on Fire.
It's Bougie, baby.
What's up, Louisiana? Thanks for watching another episode of Louisiana on Fire. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Oh, and don't forget to hit that bell so you can be notified for the next episode.